you care about. Now, Kevin and Candace are out in the field, spooky amongst you guys, shooting for our 420 special. Hopefully they're able to focus.
Yeah.
It's a pot joke. I'm Blair Herc.
And I'm Sarah Underwood. We are coming to you live from the Deep Studios in Los Angeles.
You know what I realized is that anytime I'm going to mess up on this episode, I just have to point at Sarah and say her name, and then apparently everything is fixed. Like, for instance,
Really?
Sarah Underwood, everybody. There you go. Sarah, I gotta say, you know, it's been a long time since I've seen you, and a little bit longer, I think, since the people on the show have seen you. You were actually in Rio last week on a shoot, right?
Yeah. Checking out those hot Brazilian boys.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You were taking some fun pictures too, right? I heard a rumor that.
Yeah.
Oh, like that right there.
That was my carnival outfit that I got to go do. So that was fun.
That's interesting. I noticed nobody else was wearing that in the background, so you just chose to do that. That's interesting. I was at PAX last week. It's a games convention in Boston. A little cold, but I took some pictures actually very similar to that
Good Lord, nobody wants to see that.
You know, from this angle, I look blessed.
I could have got a warning or something. Yeah, that was a good angle on you, Blair.
I like it. On the show today, ladies and gentlemen, Weston Scott heads on down to West Virginia, up into that way, to Blackheart International to dig into that collection of imported machine guns. Guys, expect a few heads to get blown up in the process. And then Morgan Webb dusts off the old camera lens to review Beyond Good and Evil HD. Find out if the update for the criminally overlooked cult classic is worth your Microsoft points in today's game break.
Plus, Chris Gore plays Buy, Rent, or Pass with the new discs of The Fighter Hereafter and the Oscar snub Sharktopus for this week's edition of DV Newsday. And we'll get our hands on the new Motorola Atrix 4G. It's an Android phone with a blazing fast dual-core processor and a dock that turns your phone into an actual laptop. So find out how it rates in today's Gadgetron.
It's true. True Grit, King's Speech, Sharktopus. I mean,
They're all up there.
It's all right there. Let's run down the top 5 things on the web right now.
We're going around the net.
All 5 of them should be Sarah's fun little rodeo dance right there. That should be the top.
Oh, I just put my shirt. I'm sorry about that.
You're almost welcome. You're almost welcome. Today's number 5 item is the newest entry in a series that's threatening to become a full-fledged meme. I'm talking video games with realistic sound effects.
Now, we've already heard what Super Mario Brothers would sound like in real life. Here's some other treasured memories from your gaming past, enhanced by real-world soundtracks.
Where'd it go? Oh my God!
I got nothing there. I just want to address actually the future creators of these videos. I would actually like to offer my services as a sound effect artist free of charge on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do an exploding puka from Dig Dug.
Okay, you got to pump me up though.
Okay.
Keep pumping me up.
Okay, I'm going. Don't make me show my ugly bra again. Come on.
No, seriously, pump me up.
I'm doing it, Blair.
Okay.
Okay, how about a meteoroid draining someone's life energy?
Okay, well, in order for me to be a Metroid draining your life energy, I would actually have to kind of suction myself onto you. So do you want me to?
Okay, no, never mind.
Okay.
Dear video creators, you may wish to look elsewhere for your sound effect library.
Yeah, again, though, I'd like to reiterate, free. So, just saying. In at number 4 today, a clip from Kentucky's 1986 Lexington Junior High Talent Show, y'all.
Yeah. There are many reasons the performers in this video probably regret that VHS tape has resurfaced.
Yeah, and we're not sure which part is worse, the terrible anti-drug rap, or, and you guys will see it right here, the extremely tiny short shorts.
Come on, Hollywood, let's rock this out tonight. My name is Hollywood, I travel ring for ring. I turn on AZ, so I never sweat. I wear white Reebok and Levi jeans. When it gets dirty and I'm a dry clean. And we don't drink liquor and we don't smoke dope. When they offer
ironically enough, that anti-drug rap makes me desperately want to do so many drugs. So many.
Yeah, someone should tell that kid a rainbow threw up on his shorts.
Yeah, absolutely. And also that his balls were falling out of the side. That was really weird. Wrestling is fake. Everybody knows that, even at the Olympics. As a matter of fact, you know, at the Olympics, have you seen the makeup on those guys' ears? It looks like Lord of the freaking Rings.
Yeah, speaking of horrible fantasy monsters, on the Celebration of America's class known as WWE Raw, reality TV star Snooki, she rolled up her tiny little Ed Hardy sleeves and got into the action.
You know, that's actually the most realistic WWE stuff I've ever seen, because that drunk goblin's been getting pile-driven since middle school. I'm talking about BAMF is what that said. In at number 2 today, you can't have adorable. You can't have a good ATN without somebody getting hurt. It's in the rules.
School's starting. Don't be late to class. Okay, now I remember what the 3 R's are. Reading, writing, reconstructive surgery.
Very true.
That's what it was.
My friend, still ahead. Get ready for International Boobies on the Loose.
The children of Russia get an eyeful in our number 1 ATN. Up next.
Nice, guys.
Did they make this podium higher with the new set? It feels higher. This podium with the new set?
It is not higher at all. I don't.
Feels like
Okay.
it.
Today's number 1 item comes to us from a children's show in Russia. Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
On their low-budge version of MTV.
Yeah, you're gonna like it, Blair. I don't think we really need to tell you this, but stuff is very different in the former Soviet stronghold. Here, our children's TV hosts are friendly puppets, innocent children, or non-threatening adults in cardigans.
Yeah, but in Russia, the hosts are always ready to titillate. That was an extra long number 1 for whatever reason.
I don't-
Man, kids in Russia, they really get to have all the fun.
No, I don't. No, they don't.
Yeah, Russia sucks, you're right. But honestly, though, why can't we have TV hosts like that?
You have no idea how tough it is for buxom ladies to get taken seriously, Blair. I don't want to freaking hear it.
Huh? What?
My point exactly.
What were you talking about? I don't. What were you talking about?
I'm talking about hard-working heroines like Bustus. She spends her whole day helping people, but all they seem to have on their minds is one thing. Or 2 things.
Shut up and give me that purse!
Put down that bag!
Which one?
Didn't your mother ever teach you to respect your elders?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you, Bustus. Bless your giant heart.
No need to thank me, ma'am. I was just doing my job. Now, if you excuse me, I got some shopping to do.
Yeah.
store brand's probably the same.
I love you, Bustus!
I love you too, citizen. Hi.
Hi, Miss Bustus, isn't it? It is Miss?
Actually, it's just Bustus.
Oh, right.
Do you need a lozenge?
No, I'm just shoplifting.
Excuse me?
You know, stealing from the store. I'm putting stuff in my pants and my jacket, then trying to leave. It's pretty illegal. Guess you're just gonna have to beat me up or something.
Sir, you really should put that food back. I don't want to have to hurt you.
No, I like stealing way too much. You're just gonna have to detain me.
So be it.
Yes! Disable me.
I've alerted authorities, sir. They're going to be here to pick you up in a few minutes.
What the hell? What, you're not gonna smother me?
No need, citizen. You've been busted.
Yeah!
Hey, I'm up here.
Wait, but you sat on that other guy.
You know, I actually auditioned for the role of a creepy dude in the background, but Sarah did not want me to be a part of it for some reason. It's kind of weird. Let's talk about Blackheart International. It sounds like the name of a mopey wibble indie band, but it's actually one of the best places to track down some badass military gear.
Weston Scott went to West Virginia to shoot some imported machine guns and blow up some mannequins.
Naturally.
Now, not only does Blackheart International have some of the finest ARs and sniper rifles out there, they have a pretty damn impressive collection of foreign weapons as well. Welcome to the vault.
Besides manufacturing some of the best handmade weapons in the world, Blackheart International also teaches classes on how to properly handle foreign weapons. So if I'm taking the course, what can I expect to learn?
We teach battlefield recovery. If they get to run and they've lost their gun or their gun's damaged, they can pick up any of the enemy's weapon, already know how to put it into operation, and continue the fight.
We have our foreign weapons here. Can you break down where I would see this? Just give me the full specs on all these.
This is called an AK-74 SU. It shoots a 5.45 by 39 bullet. Okay, typically in a third world country, these are status symbols. These will be with the chiefs and or the leadership of whatever the organization is. This is what Osama bin Laden has behind him on his videos.
Now moving on, we have here also, it looks like an AK body, but it's shotgun.
The Russians, they had a good design. They said we want to make shotguns in it. So they just redesigned the AK and beefed everything up to go with the 12 gauge. Yeah, this is the PPSH 41. We shoot 1,200 rounds a minute. It's a 7.62 by 25, which is a pretty beefy pistol round. And you'll notice the slant break up here and the barrel's back in there. Well, that's how they keep the muzzle rise down during recoil.
Okay, and this is like Russia's version of the SAW, correct?
Correct. It's their 7.62 by 54 belt-fed squad machine gun. Been around since the 60s. It's being used by the Russians still, and also a lot of the foreign terrorist groups.
Now it's time to lay waste to some creepy mannequins.
All I'm going to do is just take out these mannequins now, right?
Yep, just use your PPSH to eliminate the threat. It'll make it a little more interesting for you here.
They still didn't fall. Freaking super zombie mannequins. So after getting angry at the first mannequin for not dropping after I freaking lit him up, Eric had his boys go and put a little bit of tannerite in this guy's butt. It's gonna be quite explosive if I hit him in the ass. That's how we do it.
The AK-74 is smaller than its predecessor, the AK-47, but it's just as lethal.
Oh, I see evil mannequins. Sometimes they get away, but they limp. This is not your normal magazine.
No, this is your AK on steroids, 12 gauge.
You know, you've done a good job if, you know, your assailant walks in two parts.
The PKM fires a 7.62 by 54 Russian. Been in the Russian military since 1891. Any belt-fed machine gun, mash the trigger, don't milk it. Mash it and let go all at one time.
So I've had a great time here at Blackheart International. Some tannerite, some flaming pants, and foreign weapons. I don't know that I could have asked for a better day.
Now it is time to officially declare the start of DV Tuesday. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore.
Thank you. Thank you, folks.
What's up first?
The first thing we have is The Fighter, Oscar-winning film, The Fighter.
I saw this film and I absolutely loved it. How do you see this film being different than other boxing films like Rocky or Raging Bull?
Well, those films, the way that they staged the boxing scenes in those, it was almost like an orchestrated ballet. I mean, it was really artful. And the approach with this was a lot like Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler. David O. Russell shot it like you would just shoot a fight, so it's very raw and real. And I think that that adds to it, especially the fact that Mark Wahlberg, the producer, also in the movie, said, we're going to shoot all the boxing scenes in 3 days, and we're going to shoot it like they shoot a real fight, like on HBO. So they use the old-style cameras. It just lends a realism that makes the film kind of brutal. Not to mention Christian Bale's performance.
They did all the fighting scenes in 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Any Oscar-worthy special features?
Well, yeah, there's great commentary and then some deleted scenes and whatnot. But I think the real amazing thing is Christian Bale's transformation. He is so unlike any character he's ever played. I mean, he really does. He's completely different. One of those actors who just transform himself. But I could see him being a Batman villain. As it's sort of just like somebody. Look at how goofy he is.
Yeah.
He could really be a Batman villain. He could play against himself in the next Dark Knight. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I agree. So, Chris, what is the bottom line?
Bottom line is rented. It's a must-see for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's our next DVD?
The next film is Hereafter.
Okay. Do you buy Matt Damon as a psychic who can talk to the dead, though?
Well, I have to admit that I'm a huge fan of Matt Damon. I would buy him as the guy behind the counter at Subway Sandwiches making sandwiches. He's that good of an actor.
He's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
Yeah.
So I really like this film's approach. It's not something you would ever expect out of Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, I prefer the Matt Damon movies where he runs a lot.
Yeah.
Where he's running and running and there's action and running. Not a lot of running in this movie. It's.
I don't think I've seen him in any other kind of movie besides an action.
Precisely. So
but
you
he's
need,
good, huh?
Yeah. No. Well, it's very spiritual. I mean, he has this ability to talk to the dead, and he kind of connects people who have lost a loved one to the spirit world. It's not a typical Matt Damon movie.
I'd be interested. So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line, it's a rent, but just be aware that Matt Damon doesn't run. So.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
You should know that.
We'll keep that in mind. What else do you have to check out?
Sharktopus!
Oh my gosh. This looks ridiculous. Is it one of those movies that's so bad it's good?
Oh, this is definitely a so bad it's good. But I think there's two categories of so bad it's good movies. One, where the filmmakers are trying to make a good movie but make a bad movie, like The Room or Birdemic. This movie knows it's a bad movie. And what I admire about it is they actually try to put a logical plot onto a completely ridiculous concept.
Yeah, the CGI looks a little less than par.
It's cheesy, but the plot really is that the U.S. military is using this animal hybrid for, little military espionage operations. So they don't get in trouble. And I love that they would try to make it realistic. They're trying their darndest to make Sharktopus realistic.
What's the bottom line?
Bottom line is, it's also a rent for me. I mean, across the board rent.
With a title like that, how could it not be?
Clean sweep, yeah.
We've got time for a quick pick. What you got for us?
I have Restrepo, which, if you did not catch this, it's an amazing documentary where the filmmakers spent an entire year with a platoon in Afghanistan. You see what these guys are going through. It's a fantastic documentary you absolutely have to see.
Okay.
We want to make sure that you guys are aware of this.
Okay.
Great.
Well, thanks, Chris. For more Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. Let's go back over to Blair.
I gotta be honest, Chris, after AEE, what happened, I just didn't think they'd let us work together again. So I'm really desperate now that Kevin's gone. Still ahead, an 8-year-old cult classic gets the Xbox Live revamp when Morgan Webb swings by to give us a lowdown on Beyond Good and Evil HD in-game break. And later we're gonna show off the new Motorola Atrix 4G in Gadgetron. It's a phone, it's a home media center, it's a freaking laptop! Stick around. Today's ATN featured a bouncy Russian show host hanging out with some kids. We desperately want to DVR this show, so tell us, comrades, what is the name of this children's show? Tweet us your responses at AOTS #OMGROFLOL. If your response busts us up, we will feature it on Friday's show.
Where's the crunch? Where's the crunch?
They're so friendly, the bear and the.
Yeah, that's
kind of
cute.
weird.
Real cute.
Hey, let's take a look at the old Twitter wall.
Okay.
Oh, it must be like some sort of virus on this or something because it's just tweeting about buses. There's got to be other stuff.
That's weird.
It's all. What a surprise! Boobs all over Twitter.
You're so
okay.
hot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, let's read a couple. Tony Blackout SF says, "I think I got my 10 minutes of boob time filled. Thank you, Bustus."
Yes. Thank you, Bustus.
What a very specific amount of time he has every day for boobs. Got my 10 minutes and 19 seconds of boobies, so we're good now.
Yeah, it's kind of a long time.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Creepy.
How long is it? How long do you need?
2.5 minutes. So
Okay.
Megan, this is kind of fun because it's a girl. Megan Lustofin says, Bustus, I'm stealing tweets off the Twitter wall. Looks like you have to smother me. Right?
That's hilarious.
Right. Hey, look at that. That's me.
Oh, hey! You got one, Blair.
Right? Am I right?
Blair's got love. Blair's got love.
I actually feel like, is there any way, I feel like what you guys are missing out on something, because Bustus was after me. Can we like run that picture of me at the beginning of the show again? Because I feel like that would probably get a lot of tweets. Right? I mean, is that... How are you not tweeting about that, people? Literally, Morgan is off camera and she's like, in 3.5 years, I never in my life thought that I would see that. Well, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much all Bustus, so congratulations. You've created the greatest superhero of the generation right now. Wow.
If you want to be a part of the show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS.
Yeah, actually, I feel a bit of news coming on, Sarah.
It's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Tuesday, March 15th, and here are your top stories. Pour one out for Microsoft. The Zune has met its maker. A source close to the matter spoke with Bloomberg and said that Redmond will no longer introduce new versions of the portable music device due to less than stellar sales. Supposedly, the Zune software will migrate to Windows Desktop, similar to how it's integrated with Windows Mobile OS. Although Microsoft has yet to confirm any of this, if true, the decision drives a dagger through what CEO Steve Ballmer said in 2006 when he said he believed the Zune would one day take over the iPod. Oh, Stevie Steverson. Everyone seems to think that 3D is the future of Hollywood. The real future, however, are movies that actually change to meet audiences' physiological reactions. Yeah, the short film Unsound was tested over the weekend at South by Southwest, in which 9 audience members were wired for biodata, like heart rate and galvanic skin response, whatever that means. The movie then took that data and used it to alter the course of the film. Music changed to heighten the tension, and the way it ended was tailored to the audience's collective emotional response. The developers behind the test screenplay say the concept can be expanded to feature films and gaming, which means George Lucas is probably drooling all over his beard right now. Capcom is stepping up to the plate to to help the relief efforts in Japan with a week-long sale on Street Fighter for the iPhone. Yeah, the $10 game will be knocked down to only $1, with all proceeds going towards assisting efforts across Japan. Oh yeah, they also donated $1.2 million on top of that. The Osaka-based developer also said they plan to suspend or cut down the hours of its arcades and other business sites that could potentially divert power from Japan's rescue and cleanup. I think we can all agree that when I say good job, Capcom, that is how it's done. And finally, a new trailer for the game Batman Arkham City. Blair's excited. Oh my god. Are you okay? Oh my god. Blair. Oh, Lord. Is blowing up the interwebs today. And of course, we've got to look at the hard-hitting sneak peek. Blair, calm down.
Had you ever considered that all this is your fault? Your presence creates these animals. Heads or tails, kitty cat. This ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no man. This ain't no place for no hero.
This place is dangerous. I like it.
Just been fed.
Yeah.
Now let's go over to good old Blairy Pants.
Thank you very much. Honestly, way better than I had ever done the feed. Well done, Sarah Underwood. That was awesome. Everybody else, clap for Sarah right there. That was great. That was really good. The Motorola Atrix is one of the fastest Android handsets we have ever seen, ever, and it moonlights as a laptop, too. The complete mobile experience is here, and Motorola calls it the Atrix 4G. The phone has all the standard features: 4-inch multi-touch screen, dual-core processor, and Moto Blur widgets, so you know it'll be easy to use. Plus, once you dock it in the laptop, you'll be able to browse the web with Firefox, edit documents, or take calls, all on a laptop screen. Pick up the phone for $130 with a contract.
All right, now the Motorola Atrix, it's just a hair taller and wider than the iPhone 4 and practically weighs the same. It feels kind of plasticky on the back, but what are your thoughts on the design?
First of all, that's like a very appropriate unit of measurement. It is literally like
just a hair.
Just like one hair taller right there. You know what? I actually like the design a lot. You know, it's obviously Android, and I'm an HTC Incredible guy, and it feels very similar to that. It's got a simple and standard smartphone layout. Everybody is familiar with this by this point. There are actually mini USB and HDMI ports on the side. Now, it's got a 4-inch touchscreen, not quite as crisp as the iPhone 4's Retina display, but it looks pretty bright with its 960 by 540 resolution.
Do you think that the recessed power button on the back is kind of an odd design, though?
You know, when I first heard about it, I thought that's kind of weird, but then I found out that it's a fingerprint scanner right there. And
that's spiffy.
And James Bond had that in something, I'm sure, and that's cool. So actually, after you register your fingerprints, all you have to do is swipe your finger across the pad to unlock the phone, and I think that's a pretty neat feature. It doesn't save much time, but come on, it's a fingerprint scanner. That's sweet.
Yeah, well, what sets the Atrix apart from other smartphones is that it runs on a 1 gigahertz dual-core processor and Android 2.2.
Well, I am a nerd. Here's the deal. It's fast. It's so freaking fast. As a matter of fact, if it were a superhero, it would actually be the Flash of the Justice League of smartphones. It's that fast. It loads and launches games like Angry Birds way faster than the iPhone and the HTC Evo, which, as you know, are like market leaders in that type of stuff. It's so much faster. The multi-touch screen, super responsive. It allows you to swipe, pinch, zoom, and type with ease, which we come to expect from a phone like this these days. The Moto Blur interface lets you customize your widgets and social networking updates, which again is something we come to expect, but it does it really, really well.
Now it's on AT&T's 4G network. How's the web browsing?
Well, we tested it. And we got like 3G-like speeds, which means obviously the 4G service, it's not fully operational yet. However, it can run flash-heavy websites, which is important to some people, and play embedded videos. Now, the phone can also become a mobile hotspot for up to 5 devices. Downside being it costs you $20 extra a month. Why are they still doing that? It really upsets
that's not
me.
cool.
Yeah.
There's also a 5-megapixel camera on there that shoots 720p video. So how does that look?
Well, the images look okay. As you can see right there, it's a little bit. Bruce, stop drinking Jaeger in the morning, dude. It's kind of, the photos are kind of grainy, as you can see right there. Now the video is okay at best. There's a lot of grain, a lot of digital noise in the dark settings. But if you're shooting video with your cell phone camera in the dark, you probably don't care about what it looks like, more about what the content is, you know?
You would think.
So that's there's that. And there's also a front-facing VGA camera for video conferencing on Google Chat. Again, that's something we just have to expect from phones nowadays because everybody wants to video chat with their friends.
Well, how about that laptop dock that you can sync with your phone?
Well, that's a very interesting thing, Sarah, and I'm glad that you brought that up. You actually dock this with the 11.5-inch laptop, which mirrors your phone's interface. And that's all it does. It mirrors your phone's interface. Now, there are USB ports to plug into other peripherals, such as a mouse. It does use Firefox and Adobe Flash to browse the web. You can also make calls with the speakerphone. Look, it's a super cool accessory, but why don't you ask me how much it cost?
How much does it cost?
Oh, I don't know. It costs as much as an iPad 2, $500 for the laptop, for a device that literally just mirrors what's going on in your cell phone.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
That's absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
But you can get the Atrix 4G for $130 with the contract on Amazon Wireless. What are you rating this, Blair?
Well, based on the phone alone, $130 and all the good stuff we talked about, a 4 out of 5 on this thing. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. It's got a simple and lightweight design, the dual-core processor, as we said. It allows you to run all of your apps without a hitch and super crazy fast. And of course, the internet speeds, once 4G kind of gets up and running, are going to increase exponentially. Now, the laptop dock, it's a cool accessory. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Not for $500. Just buy the phone instead.
Yeah. That's it for today's Gadget Prom, but if you have a gadget that you would like us to rate, email us at G4, you know what, Gadget Prime.
Smile, just smile. Everything's fixed. Everything's fine.
Stay tuned. Morgan Webb will join us with Beyond Good and Evil HD in Game Break.
That's right, all that and more, including more smiles, coming up right after this.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
All right, fans of Beyond Good and Evil have been patiently waiting for a sequel since way back when in 2003, but we're going to take an updated re-release for now. It's time for Game Break. Oh yeah, Morgan Webb, everybody. That's right.
Guys.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
No, I want to start by asking everybody a question. Who here in the audience and at home, people can tweet in, who bought the original Beyond Good and Evil? This is what's wrong with the world right here, is that nobody bought it. Nobody. You didn't buy it.
No, I did not.
Am I the only person in this entire room that bought the game?
Yeah, yes. Yes, let me answer.
This actually explains why the game went from like $50 to $19.99 in about a week and a half.
Right. Morgan needs the game of hugs right now. Listen, Beyond Good and Evil HD was released a few weeks ago on Xbox Live.
Yes.
And it's important to point out, we just got back from PAX East. This is a game that's been around since 2003. Yes. One of the biggest hits at PAX East was Beyond Good and Evil HD. For those that did miss out on the original, including everybody else here, what is the game about? Okay.
This game is amazing, and please don't let the fact that nobody bought it make you think that you should not get it, because this was critics' darling. We begged everybody to buy it, and nobody did. So you play as Jade, you're a photojournalist, and the combat is actually fairly simple, but it's really about the journey that you go on, and you're trying to figure out who's responsible for this war that's happening on your planet, and you run around, you take pictures of creatures that are in the environment, and people give you money for them, which is awesome. Nice work. Here's 3,000 credits. Sweet. The original was ahead of its time. For something about it was the marketing, I'm not sure.
Right.
Something about it didn't really seem to appeal to people, and none of us could figure out why.
Right. Now, but that said, we've had, 7-8 years to reflect upon the original. Here we are, we see the
Yes.
HD re-release. Does it stand up? I mean, is it
absolutely 100% stands
Okay.
up. It absolutely
Wow.
does. It's also interesting because you get to see a little bit about how games used to be. There didn't used to be a press A to win button.
Right.
Like there kind of is now
Right.
on games where it will eventually let you win. You know, it's a little harder. You have to explore the world. It doesn't necessarily handhold you the entire time, but
Right.
you are very much rewarded for exploration. Lead female character, she's hot, but she's awesome.
I like it. I like it.
Which is-
this is over. That's Game Break, everybody. Just kidding.
She's
We've got
hot,
more.
but it's awesome. I do definitely want to point out, if you play inverted, don't buy the game.
Interesting.
Because if you invert X and up and down, it also inverts left and right.
And that's why
And it
would
just
they even
doesn't
do that?
work. I mean, it's a big waste of time and money.
All right, so remove that from the equation. The biggest
Exactly.
complaint from the 2003 release was the controls, and the controls game
hovercraft
hasn't been
controls
updated. Yeah.
are fantastic. It feels just like, when I use my own hovercraft, it feels the same way when I play it in the game.
Right.
And so hopefully we're all hoping that if everybody goes out and buys at least 1, maybe 2 or 3 downloads of this game, they'll be inspired to make us Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is really what we want. We've seen a teaser trailer for it. We've been radio silent ever since for about 2 years now, so we're really hoping that we're going to see this.
Right. All right, so we talked about what's under the hood. Why do you think this deserved an HD remake? Did it need an HD update, or could they have just re-released the original version?
I think that they were hoping that this game, which was so beloved by critics and really sort of the more hardcore gamers, could finally find the audience that it so desperately deserves. It is a modern game. They did a great job with it. It's still every bit as much fun as it was the first time.
Okay, now you can download the game for $10 or 800
$10.
Microsoft points.
$10.
That's kind. I think
$10, you guys. You guys all have $10. I know you do. Don't lie to me.
Creepy how much she knows about you, huh? So what did X-Play give it? What did we give it?
Gave it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
For the inverted, the last boss fight is way too hard for no reason at all,
Right.
but it's a fantastic game.
Right, and as you said, it is a challenging thing, but it's something
Yes.
that people can appreciate and put time
Please
into.
buy it, you guys. Please,
right.
for me.
I think it's sold right there. Now, I know what they're thinking. We've been watching. Oh, wait. Oh, that was adorable.
Please. It would mean so much to me.
Okay.
Ever so much.
Okay, great. Oh, I'm so sad inside right now. All right, now I know what everybody's thinking at home. We've talked about it a little bit, but we haven't really talked about PAX East a lot. Guys, cool it. We be getting to that stuff.
Yeah, relax. The convention just wrapped up, but tomorrow Adam and I are going to continue our all-access coverage, taking you behind the scenes to all of the tournaments, all of the parties, and all the panels.
Yep, I'm gonna probably be there as well. Don't miss X-Play All Access PAX East tomorrow night at 6:30, and head to g4tv.com/PAX East for more details.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan Webb. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Stick around. I just committed a thought crime, which means Bustus should be here any minute now. I was wrong, Bustus.
Remember in your middle school science class when you built toothpick bridges and structures out of marshmallows and uncooked spaghetti? You don't? Well, if you're feeling left out, make up for it with Spaghetti and Marshmallows, a simple and addictive puzzle game exclusively available for the Android OS. Armed with a limited amount of uncooked spaghetti noodles and tiny, tiny marshmallows, build elaborate structures until you're able to get the mallows into their specified goals. Higher levels mean more goals and taller heights, but builder beware, the realistic physics-based engine will force you to account for wind as you build higher and higher. If your structure isn't stable, it will collapse. Watch out for fiendish frogs, too, who will eat your marshmallows if you try and build too close. When you've successfully reached all the goals, revel in your tower's destruction by bombing it with red bricks. You don't get any points for doing so, but who doesn't enjoy some good old-fashioned carnage? The light version has 9 levels to get started, but if you think you've got what it takes to conquer all 33 levels, it'll cost you about $2.
I think my conga line is a little better.
Interns!
Justin? Please, miss, kill us.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk. More
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. It's an all-inclusive community-themed episode when stars Allison Brie and Danny Pudi take over AOTS hosting duties, and they're even bringing co-star Ken Jeong. Then Indie Game serves up fresh downloads including a Contra spin-off, Hardcore Uprising, and the fully animated classic Space Ace. And Drunkle Ted gives us some scary sex tips when he hits the beach and tries to get in your pants. See it tomorrow.
Oh! Sarah, what happened with blood? We went to the crotchal region so fast. Oh, got any water? No.
It's time for today's epic fail, and we begin by saluting our brave men and women serving in the nation's armed forces. Sadly, even the most noble members of our military, they sometimes have an oops.
Can't even.
What are you?
Can't even look at you right now.
Why? Why
Obviously,
can't you look at me?
my friends at home, keep those away from me. That is what you get for throwing a rifle at somebody. Sure.
Those men are made of iron. The gun, not so much. Fail that rifle. What?
Yeah. I like it. So they told me I had 40 seconds to say goodbye, but I think we just 40 seconds of a single on Sarah. 30 seconds. I'm good with it. As a matter of fact, just so you don't have it. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks to Chris Gore and Morgan Webb.